Okay, we're back with Tom, who's had a shoulder recon, supraspinatus repair. He's now 12 weeks post-op. He's going great. He's going to show us the range. Check this one out. So flexion, he's got 180 degrees. We'll go all the way up for me, Tom. Up you go. Yep, straight up. So he's been working on this for 12 weeks. He started off, not being able to get above here, and now he can get to here. There's been no resistance loading. This is all just arm load. He's been super safe, behaving himself, following the protocol, and it's paid off. The good thing is that Tom's mobility has come without any roadblocks. There's been no capsulitis, there's been no frozen shoulders. He's been really lucky. Show us the abduction for me. So this is crucial. This is what we want to get done before we load him up in the 12 weeks. So he's not worried or stressing or trying to work on all this mobility stuff while he's trying to strengthen. So his program won't slow down at this point. If you can get to 180 degrees flexion abduction before you have to load it, then your path for rehab is so much quicker. Now there's 4 things. He's got a whole bunch of stuff he's doing this week because he started a new program from week 12 onwards. There's 4 things that are pretty technical that I want to show you what he's doing. First one is his hand behind the back. So what he does, his hand behind the back, if you turn around, Tom, for me, show me what you like. This is his good arm. Show me what you like, hand behind your back. No, this one, show me this one. So as normal, hey, about T6, great, take that one away. Left one, still, he's warmed up. He was down about here this morning, but he's warmed up. So he's going really well with that. Now, some of you might think, God, that's really good. It is really good, and it's something to work towards, but he doesn't need to push it. That's the good thing about it. But what he can work on that one for me, is going for not height now. He's not too worried about height. It's how far back he can go. Now, what we use is a band for this one. The band is there to try and pull his hand back. This hand is keeping him up, so you can relax this totally, all right? Because we're after range in the front here. We want to go this way. So when he steps forward, he lets that band take him back. You've got to be super careful with this one that you don't cause any nasty pain up here. It just needs to be a stretch and trying to get rid of some of that scar tissue tightness in the front. And that, working on that way there, okay, is the priority now, not this way. Later, in about 4 weeks, we're going to put that band high and then he'll work on getting it higher. But for now, he just needs to work on stretching this out. It's a really nice one to use. So that's his mobility one we're working on. Next thing I wanted to show you is his stability. Now, this week, we're focusing on stability first before load. That's the crucial part, all right? Now, he is doing body weight load, but this is a focus on stability. Now, if you look at him, come this way, Tom, have a jump on there. He's doing one arm scapular presses. Remember, this is not a push-up. He's not doing any work through the shoulder as far as moving the shoulder joint. He's just moving the scapula, so he's working on his serratus. Now, when he does this work, he's nice and stable, right? He goes into retraction, goes into protraction. That's awesome. Now, I'm going to challenge him with this. And the reason we do this is it makes the cuff work harder, it makes his brain work harder, and it gives him a challenge to stop him loading up with resistance, all right? Because we still don't want him loading resistance just yet. For this position, we want him challenging his brain to get loading and get him committing over that ball. Now, his first thing he's got to do is make sure he stays stable over there, all right? When he goes into retraction, he's not allowed to be in his elbow. That's the big one. When he goes into protraction, he's not allowed to go back onto his knees. The tendency to sort of bend your arm is quite higher because your brain wants to go into a press, which you've got to stop because you're just working on serratus, and we don't want to go into that horizontal position like that. When he presses away, he wants to sort of press off it because it's harder when he goes up, all right? So he'll want to go onto his knees, so he's got to try and commit over that ball. Really nice one to work on, week 12, to try and get your stability going with that. Awesome stuff. So this one is a lot of people that miss this, and it's a crucial one for your strength internally. So hand behind your back for any time. So because he can get on his back, that's great, and you'll see his range is better than his strength. What he's got to try and do is an isometric lift off, so lift that hand for me, Tom, And he struggles with that, right? That's hard to do. And a lot of you'll find it's really difficult. You'll start moving your hand downwards. This one, you've got to try and keep your hand up there and keep it off for a 10-second hold. As long as there's not pain in there, you might find it's difficult, it's not allowed pain, and then comes down and rest it and let it relax. Okay, wait for your 5 or 10, and then lifting again. So he's lifting vertically, trying to hold it there. You'll see him shaking away there because it's difficult to do. And he's just got to hang in there, keep it at the level he can tolerate for 10 seconds, and down. This is a really hard one to do, and people hate doing it, but it's really, really good for your internal rotation strength and really good for that shoulder to improve while he's waiting to fully load it. Okay, the last one I'm going to show you today, again, it's a technical one. Remember, these are the exercises that we're all fitting in before we can start loading them up with band work and weights and that sort of stuff. We're still buying our time a bit. So we're trying to fix up and tidy up all the little things that are patterning that are not quite right yet because he hasn't been pressing and doing stuff. This one I love. Now, if you put your hand this way for me, this is a slider. Now, on this sort of floor, he's using a sliding disc. Okay, on carpet, you could just use your hand. On a floorboard, you could use maybe a hand on a towel so it slides. The key with this is trying to improve your scapulohumeral rhythm. Okay, so you don't start doing the wrong thing when you're going to get allowed to do shoulder press. So this position, he's going to push down through the floor, which loads him up into serratus. Okay, he's trying to keep his shoulder down while his hand's down. He's going to slide that out and keep his shoulder still. Okay, when he gets to about 60 degrees, his shoulder blade has to move. So he's got to keep pushing down and slide that up and then rotate his shoulder blade so he lifts his shoulder up to his ear. So when he's at the top, his shoulder's up. Now when he comes down, he's still pushing down through there, but he's pulling down, his shoulder's got to come down as his hand comes down. So by the time he gets to there at 60 degrees, that shoulder blade should be fully down and then stays in that position and he pulls that hand down to his side. So he's trying to learn the correct pattern of movement that his shoulder is supposed to do. He's trying to learn it consciously. So when he goes into, say, a press movement, he hasn't got any irregularity between left and right. All right, so try that again for me, Tom. So pushing down through the disc or the towel or whatever you've got, shoulder stays still. When he gets to 60, he's got to lift it slowly. So by the time he gets his hand to 180, his scapula is moved out that 60 degrees. Then he's going to come down. He's going to pull the shoulder blade down and rotate it in. He gets to about there and his shoulder should be sort of fully down, and then he keeps his shoulder still and then moves his hand. Now this stuff's boring, okay? But it paves its way in gold for him to segue into the next set of exercises, which is going to come up in 4 weeks, which are going to be way harder and require him to put on load. You can't have those dysfunctions at that point. So he's buying his time, but geez, he's got enough to do. He's got all these exercises, plus all the other ones, the band work, the advancements he's been doing since last week. So he's got a lot to do. We'll catch up with him in 4 weeks.